Attorney Jonathan Elson, reminding you that if you've been injured in an auto accident, it's important to have somebody on your side. When you need a lawyer,
then you need Nelson.
The war between the country of Israel and terrorist organization Hamas has reached its fourth day. The war began when Hamas, a terrorist organization, attacked Israel on Saturday, October 7th. The unprecedented assault was reported to be carried on air, sea, and on land. The attack had a death toll of more than 1,600, and 14 of those were reported to be American citizens, and 2 were Russian citizens, according to reports. Tragically, reports of approximately 40 babies were murdered as well in the Kfar Aza community of southern Israel. According to the reports, over 70 terrorists invaded the community and butchered its residents. 200 Israelis were found dead on the scene, including the 40 babies as well. Hamas, according to the Director of National Intelligence's website, was formed back in 1978 at the beginning of the First Palestinian Intifada, which was an uprising. The Islamist militant movement happens to also be one of Palestinian territory's 2 major political parties, according to the Center of Foreign Relations. Dozens of countries have designated Hamas as a terrorist organization, though some have only applied this designation to the organization's military wing. It was also reported that Hamas has taken at least 150 Israelis hostage, according to an assessment shared by a senior Israeli military official. As of reporting, the situation of the hostages is unknown, but according to a press conference from President Biden on October 10th today, Hamas is threatening to kill said hostages. Speaking of October 10th, the United Nations for Palestinian Refugees stated today that it has been struggling due to accommodating well over 187,518 Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, who have been displaced by ongoing Israeli attacks. According to reports, various hospitals and schools in the Gaza Strip were damaged from the fighting. Also, the United Nations reported as well that they are sheltering approximately 137,500 people in around 83 schools in the Gaza Strip. However, some of those schools have become overcrowded and only some being able to provide limited amounts of water. The World Health Organization reported as well, stating that all the medical supplies that were pre-positioned in several hospitals have already been completely used up. According to Tarek Jazarevic, a spokesperson with the World Health Organization, they are currently reprogramming $1 million in funding to acquire medical supplies in order to close this gap. It has called for a humanitarian corridor to be opened in order for new supplies to make their way into the Gaza Strip. For those unaware, a humanitarian corridor is a temporary demilitarized zone which allows the safe transit of humanitarian aid and refugees. Today, at approximately 10:21 a.m., President Joe Biden held a press conference to speak on the ongoing war. In a quote from the president, he stated that, "There are moments in this life when pure unadulterated evil is unleashed on this world. The people of Israel lived through one such moment this weekend at the bloody hands of terrorist organization Hamas, a group whose stated purpose of being is to kill Jews." He continued speaking during the conference that this is an act of sheer evil, referencing the attack that occurred on October 7th. He also continued stating that Hamas does not stand for the Palestinian people's rights, dignity, and self-determination, and related Hamas to ISIS, stating that their actions bring to mind the worst rampages of ISIS. He continued stating that Hamas offers nothing but terror and bloodshed with no regard to who pays the price. President Biden also stated that, "We stand with Israel. We will make sure that it has what it needs to take care of its citizens, defend itself, and respond to these attacks."